Hello everybody. Hope you all enjoy my beautiful green screen. Whoa, oh. Not really a green screen. The Torah says, there's a mitzvah to judge with justice. This simply means that the court system has a mitzvah to judge in a way that's just and fair and not corrupt. But the Talmud says this also means that every one of us are supposed to judge in a way that's just, that's tzedek. This is commonly known as a mitzvah of being dan l'kafschos, to judge in a way that lean towards merit. Now, this mitzvah isn't asking us to be naive. It's asking us to realize that we often don't know the full picture. And the Talmud says we have to divide this mitzvah into three different scenarios. Ultimately, what this mitzvah means is it's important to look at a person's history. Let's take an example. Let's say a person says something to you that could be construed or interpreted as being insulting. Let's say a person says, "Oh, that's so generous of you." Now you're not sure if they're making fun of you, or you're not sure if they're actually giving you a compliment. So Torah says, let's look at their history. Number one, let's take a person who is always careful to speak refinedly and sweetly and complimentary. They're called a tzaddik in this situation. So if somebody has a history of always being meticulous about this particular question, then we have to divide this person into three different scenarios. If it's far-fetched that the person is being insulting, then certainly it's mitzvah to give benefit of the doubt. If it splits, you go either way, then still give the benefit of the doubt. And even if it's very likely, even if it's likely, but not certain, but likely that they were insulting, if this person is a tzaddik for this situation, then there's mitzvah in this situation to give the benefit of the doubt. So number one, when it comes to a tzaddik, a person who in this particular question is seen as meticulous, doesn't mean that they're tzaddik in every area, but it means that they're meticulous about this question. In this situation, for example, they don't insult people. Then even if it's, the Talmud says, even if it's likely that they're insulting, there's a mitzvah that to give the benefit of the doubt, to assume it wasn't insulting, because we have to take the person's history into account. That's typology number one. Number two would be, let's say you don't know the person. You don't know their history. You have no history. Then this is called the Beinoni. If you don't know the history, then it's split. If it's far-fetched that they're insulting, then give the benefit of the doubt. If it's split and go either way, then the Talmud says that there's a mitzvah for this person, give the person the benefit of the doubt. But if this person who's a Beinoni, you don't know the history, if it's likely that they were insulting, if it's likely, then there is no mitzvah of giving the benefit of the doubt. There's no mitzvah dan l'kafschos, but still it would be a wonderful, positive thing to do anyway. So when it comes to a person, you don't know the history about this question. You don't know if they're careful about being insulting or not. So if you go either way, if it splits, then there's mitzvah to give benefit of the doubt. And if it's likely that they're insulting, then there's no mitzvah, but still it will be a wonderful thing to do. Third typology would be a person who has a history of being insulting. A person in this situation has a history of acting in a negative way. So in this case, certainly if it's likely that they're insulting, you have no mitzvah to give benefit of the doubt. And even if it can go either way, it splits, no mitzvah to give benefit of the doubt. And the Talmud says, in this situation, if the person has a history of doing this behavior, then even if it's far-fetched that it may be insulting, even if it's more likely that they weren't, we don't have to give the benefit of the doubt in that situation. The point of all this is that it's important to take a person's history into account when we have a mitzvah to give the benefit of the doubt. I hope this gives a bit of a framework and parameters to this mitzvah. May all have a really wonderful and inspirational Shabbos.